Stop dragging my, stop dragging my, baby, you come knocking on my front door. Same old line you used to use before. I said, hey, well, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was getting into. So you had a little trouble in town. Now you're keeping some demons down.
Well, good morning, Cardinal viewers. Mr. Brian and I are on our way to Broad Ripple Brewpub. We're going to hang out with John again. Mike's going to show up from Grand Junction. We're going to hang out, make some beer, drink some beer, probably find some whiskey, talk beer. I hear Rita might show up again. That'd be kind of cool if she did. Stay tuned. Cliffhanger.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go make some beer.
Baby, you could never look me in the eye. Yeah, you buckle with the weight of the words. Well, stop dragging my heart around. Oh! Stop dragging my, stop dragging my,
There's people running around loose in the world. They ain't got nothing better to do.
John?
Looking after you.
I know you really want to tell me goodbye. I know you.
The history goes, we opened up in 1990. It's opened by an Englishman called John Hill. And he was tired of the yellow fizzy stuff. So he opened up this pub. It's always been a brew pub. And we make traditional English style ales to start with and then kind of go out from there. So we're on our 28th year of brewing. And we'll turn 28 officially November 14th of this year. So yeah, a lot of history behind these walls. I am the 6th brewer here since we've been open. Kevin Matalucci now runs, actually, hold on, I skipped a brewer. Sorry, John Treater, not really. John Treater went back to Oak and Barrel to run the place. Kind of like he did here, but minus the brewing, so he doesn't have to work as hard, but I believe he's still working hard. Kevin Matalucci, who now runs 20 Tap, was the longest running brewer at about 18 years. Ted Miller, who runs Bruges, was the brewer before him. And then we had Greg Emmerich, who started Lafayette Brewing Company, that just turned 25 recently, so not too far behind us when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. And then Gil, I don't know his last name because I've never memorized it. He went on to Miller Coors to carry on his career. He runs their craft beer division. So yeah, that's our legacy of brewers. Not much to it. We've adapted our menu and adapted our beer list. I get to play around every once in a while. You've got the Bork Tart, which is a kettle sour with lingonberry. So every once in a while, I get to squeeze in a fun one. But traditional beers, like I said, ESB is our true English ESB. I tell everybody it's as close to Fuller's as we can get without the exact water profile that they use. That's almost the only difference. We got a lawnmower. It's a nice, easy drinking beer, and comes in about 5%. John made it because it's what you'd want to drink when you get done mowing your lawn or while you're mowing your lawn, depending on how adventurous you are. And we got an IPA. It's more of that English style IPA. I kind of pushed it towards that American side just a little bit more when I got here, just to kind of keep up with the modern times. And then we have our Monon Porter, which is again a traditional English porter. So if you look at it in the light of day, it's kind of got this brown mahogany hue to it, compared to this black. Damn it, he got me. Compared to the darker black porters that you see, they're almost stout color. So
she tries.
But the building used to be an old Napa auto parts store. The brewery floor totally reflects that. There is a hydraulic plate seal in the cooler. So yeah, there's all sorts of fun things. This tin roof that's on the top fit perfectly. I think John said he had 2 spare pieces when he got done installing it. It's meant to look like an old English pub, so he converted an auto parts store into this. Our owner used to own the Corner Wine Bar and a Wellington. The Wellington is now closed, sadly. Just closed down this year. They've sold that off, obviously, so it's been different owners. But yeah, the Corner Wine Stores, I think, turned into something else. But that had the first outdoor patio in the city. We now have one here. I give them a hard time about not turning the parking lot into a beer yard all the time, especially now that we're trying to ramp up events and stuff like that out there. So, but yeah, it's the building.
Love is a gold mine for you.
Our brewery was built as the first brew pub or brewery by Century Tanks or something like that. I don't remember the name of it. They're not around anymore, so it doesn't matter because I can't find the fucking parts. That's how old we are. Fortunately, some other brewers in the state have helped me out with some stuff, so that's been good. We're a 7-barrel system. We're like everybody else. We've got a mash tun, we've got a grant. That may or may not be like everybody else. And we have a, hi honey, a boil kettle that all goes into. And we had 4 fermenters originally and 6 serving tanks. Back in the day, our ESB from brew day to serving tank was 8 days. We were moving beer so fast. We've of course slowed down because we've had the growth of the industry and many more restaurants open up. So we have 2 competing elements with us, and then add that to the fun that the distilleries are starting to have these days and the wineries are starting to have. So, you know, we're still rocking and rolling, having a good time and doing our thing. Now it's, like I said, a little slower, so I don't need to filter the beer, although I guess I should because she's not clear anymore right now. It's a fun little issue I've been having lately. That's clear. It's totally opposite. Those should switch. Anyway, back to the business at hand. Yeah, 7-barrel, we mash in the same. I gotta mash in through the top, no rakes. Fairly simple. I'm sure you guys will see some of what I did in the video that you shot today. I don't know what you got, Brian, but whatever. But that's it. I mean, we added 1 extra fermenter and 5 bright tanks, I think about 20 years ago. Or not 5, 4 bright tanks about 20 years ago. 5 more serving tanks. And then our guest taps. That used to be all guest taps. I took some of those over for our beer. Came in about 6 years ago. So yeah, that's it.
You crossed the lake, then I made it an ocean. If you can cross that, then I'll give you the potion. I'm lying to you, as you can see. Yeah, I'm the oppressor, and I'll crush your dreams. You build a house, I'll build one bigger. You've got the gun. I stole the trigger. I'm aiming for you. As you can see,
Dave, where are you?
I'll crush your dreams. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, hey, Dave. Did you find us?
You're working hard.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, boys. Collabs. Clubs.
Today, the boys are drinking Extra Special Bitter, or ESB, by Broad Ripple Brewpub. Bitter is a traditional English pub draught. Extra Special defines a more robust, maltier version. Their bitter is brewed using generous amounts of malt and kettle hops. This ale leaves the drinker with a hop aftertaste balanced with the sweetness of the malt.
I'll wreck your name, put you in prison. I'll take the things you were.
My personal history with brewing, homebrewed, it's about 5 years. Slowly starting to really get into it, and then I met a couple guys that were opening up a brewery called Union Brewing Company. Cameron Fila and Nathan Doyle. They were at one of our homebrew club meetings. So I'm a founder of Monk. Still part of that club just because I am a founder and I like to hang out with those guys. They're a good group of guys. We've grown and shrunk and now we've just had the same dudes hanging out, so it's kind of cool now. Moved down to Union Brewing Company, brewed in the evenings for them. I was there for almost a year and a quarter. Lost my office job, so I was like, well, I have two options. I can go be a production manager or and study to be that for 6 months and still not make any money, or I can just jump into this and not make any money. So went to Flat 12, ended up on their packaging line, worked my way up there. About the time I hit the brew deck to start training there, Rob Caputo, who was one of the owners at the time, talked to me, said, hey, there's an opening at the Broad Ripple Brewpub. If you're interested, I can hook you up. And I was like, yeah, let's go talk to him, see what it's about. I don't know where it's going to lead, but yeah. So I talked to John Hill, went and told Rob, I'm going to take the job. So now I'm here, and I've been here it'll be 4 years in November. So I turned 4 on the 17th. This place turns 28 on the 14th, and I got married on the 12th. So it's one long week celebration for me every year now, which is kind of fun. So we have, that's kind of my history of brewing.
It could be worse.
Why not? Honestly, why not? I started home brewing. I was mostly trying to learn by myself, and it took me a while to get into it. And then I started finding other people that did it, and realized it's one big community of people that do the same thing and love the same thing that you love. We're doing a collab with this guy who's trying to be all cutesy with me, and it's not work. Oh, I like that beard. Thank you. I might be hard.
Might be.
Okay, I am. There's ice down here. It might have shrunk. I don't know. Anyway, people like Mike, we're all one big happy family at the end of the day. Of course, we all have the crazy uncles and the uncles we don't care to speak to. But what family doesn't have that? So yeah, we have fun, and that's why I like it. Even though I'm here by myself most days, every once in a while I get to go out and enjoy the community and have some fun. That was Billy. But that's why beer. I mean, it's the community. It's the, with every ounce of frustration, there's more ounce of love to give back into my soul. So that's pretty much the big thing. I'm in my happy place.
I am a milkman, paid to deliver. I work in Hammond, down by the river. 4 a.m. Nobody's out there except for the stores that are 24 hour. It could be worse. I'm not in a hearse, driving my last mile. I have to smile. Get back to work. Get back to work. Get back to work. Get back to work. I am a milkman, paid to deliver. I work in Hammond, down by...
Oh, hey guys. Finished up there at Broad Ripple Brewpub, heading back to good old Napanee. Lovely day, making a very interesting double IPA today with some, I think it was called Super Pale Malt from Muntins. Going to be an interesting beer. Threw a ton of hops in there, so I think it's going to be nice and fruity and dank. John had all kinds of obstacles in the brewery today, but he jumped on it, knocked it out like a pro with the help of R2 and Mike from Grand Junction. Mike was very friendly today, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
He was super happy to see us,
super.
and he did not want to see us go either.
He was being quite seductive.
It was something. I think it got pretty warm there towards the end. Losing some of his clothes. Had some tasty beers, some tasty food. Had some fish and chips there at Dead English Style Pub. I probably had, throughout the day, I had several of those ESBs pulled off of that beer engine. It was a good time. Right, Brian?
Oh yeah. I had me a few ESBs.
He had them ESBs. Now I'm going to switch on the autopilot and I'm going to take a nap.
Whenever you're ready.
Party on, Wayne! Party on, Garth!
Well, good morning, Cardinal viewers.
Fucking shit, that's cold.
Got your vitamin C's for the day, boys.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Is there anything in particular you want us talking about, like last night, or you know?
Nah,
No, it doesn't matter.
not important.
It'd actually be best if you didn't talk.
What's that?
It-
What were you looking at?
Cliffhanger.
Time for a beer! Burr!
Bye, Felicia.
What is that noise?
That's the glycol dying. Literally dying.
Literally dying.
Yes.
That's like a. There's another one laying next to it. That
Only hit the brew pump. There's another glycol unit
I'm
sitting
like,
next to the
I might
glycol unit.
hook it up to know that it's dead, so I don't have to. Oh, it's falling apart. That's it. That's the building. Today, anyway. You guys have obviously seen because we had RT replace all of my plugs back there.
This week's beer run is brought to you by the Broad Ripple Brewpub. It's old shit. Real basement-y.
Daddy's got a bit of a cough.
Get Danny in here, please.
It's like English or whatnot.
Eventually, you'll make it to where you need to be.
Daddy's got a bit of a cough.
Let me rub you out.
So you're gonna go to that one over there.
What about condoms?
Yes, sir. Says, why do you need a condom? Just roll it over the top and staple it. You're good to go.
Seems painful.
It's a waste of money.
Can I take this off now?
I left.
Fucking Canadians. Hey? Yeah. I'm flying your flag. You should be a lot nicer to me.
Okay.